crazy, unbelievable things happening, but it's just like God was like, oh, pause.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to PartyNerdz podcast via Zoom. My name is Grandmaster Facts. To my...
Don't even try. To your...
to be honest, however this is cut,
like
it could be anybody.
To
You're talking to Jorge and PartyNerdz and Darnell Cage Nerd. Today is a very important topic because in the news, just basically hit the airwaves as far as yesterday that the grand voila of all Comic-Cons, San Diego Comic-Con, is now canceled. And what that means for basically every other Comic-Con or every other convention, as far as nerd culture is concerned, is pretty much up in the air. Don't necessarily see any type of convention happening possibly until maybe 2021.
Yeah, I mean, and the worst part about this is now you hear in the media, they're talking about opening businesses back up, but that still doesn't mean on a grand, massive scale. The one thing about any of the cons, especially San Diego Comic-Con, it's so massive that, like you just said, James, it's just like they don't want to take the risk, even though within the next month or two, life's going to seem to be kind of back to normal post-quarantine. I mean, right. You agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, as far as multi-scale events, very large-scale events, nightclubs, bars, conventions, you know what I'm saying, movie theaters, whatever has a gathering of over maybe around 50 people, whether it's a small-scale con that we've seen generally in the comfort of your own neighborhood or your regional section of whatever state that you're in. But to have a convention like San Diego Comic-Con and possibly even New York Comic-Con up in the air is a big deal.
But how much money are they going to lose?
Tons. Sponsors?
Insane. So this is unprecedented since the modern comic book era. I mean, let me say, right now, today, I was supposed to be in Florida at MegaCon, which is in Orlando, but it wasn't canceled. That was postponed until June. But who knows, come June, it might not happen. I mean, right, the world we live in now is every day is so up in the air. But just like James was saying, or Jorge was saying, there's so much money not just being lost for all the vendors, but the promotion, marketing these big movie companies, toy lines put in. This is a huge blow. I mean, this is unprecedented again.
Absolutely. But Darnell, you went to San Diego Comic-Con last year. What do people seem to be missing out on when they go to a Comic-Con such as San Diego, which is kind of like the Mecca?
Well, it's weird because San Diego Comic-Con is a lot different than a lot of other cons because I feel like San Diego Comic-Con is actually designed for media. And I'll say that because, you know, you have like KatsuCon down in DC, that's for cosplayers. You have New York, which is in the Javits Center, which is a little bit of everything. You got vendors, you got the celebrities, but San Diego is where you get all the big wigs coming there to talk about their new projects. So the reason why this is a big deal, and when we were there last year, San Diego Comic-Con isn't just one room filled with like vendors. It's the whole city. It's almost like the nerd Mardi Gras. Like you could walk down the street and on the building see this summer on Fox, you know, blah, 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 like Rogue the series. Whatever it is, it's like nerds buy the whole town and all these big companies, they're spending big money to promote their next project. Again, this year, it's not going to happen. So what does that mean, again, for upcoming shows and productions is the big question, I guess.
Well, Darnell, quick question. So when you went there, you said it was a whole mecca, dude. You saw so many vendors, so many companies. My thing is, how much like of a impact that will be for all these small businesses, you know?
I mean, small and big businesses. This is, again, obviously we can talk more general about what's going on in the world with all these like small companies folding, big companies folding, you know, but again, you know, for the smaller businesses, especially the city of San Diego, huge blow. is a huge blow. Like this one convention brings up so much revenue for them. And to not just say it's postponed, but it's canceled, and not just in 2020, possibly in 2021, this is insane. And unfortunately, whatever your views is on it, whether it's a necessity or whether it's overkill, it's something that is just what's happening. So, I think when it comes to movies coming out in the future, Marvel's next phase, which, James, I want to ask you about. How do you think the San Diego Comic-Con, without having a Hall H this year, is going to affect Marvel's game plan?
Well, the funny thing is, like, the phase was already out, so anything that was possibly even brought up as brand new is pretty much thrown under the bus. So it's like, okay, we have the lineup of movies that we wanted to entail, but if anything was going to pop up as basically like a surprise that normally San Diego Comic-Con kind of gives you, it's not going to happen. So now they got to go through pretty much underground promotion and find creative ways to actually put that out there subliminally, if there's any type of surprises that are going to happen for phase 4 or even phase 5.
You're right. I mean, Hall H, which is, if you're familiar with San Diego Comic-Con, Hall H is this huge, like, pretty much auditorium where they have all the big news drop. Like when we were there last year, we heard about Picard. We met all of the stars of the next phase 4 in Marvel. They even had the Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger. So they're not going to have any Hall H this year. So like you just said, James, the big boom introduction, like, ha-ha, because this is our project.
Yeah, the big thing that I saw last year from your footage from San Diego Comic-Con is that we kind of knew what the lineup was going to be for phase 4. We knew the Eternals was happening. We kind of knew Shang-Chi was going to happen. We kind of knew that the next Thor movie was going to happen. The big reveal was when Blade was actually going to happen. And it was like, okay, that's what we did not expect. That was so far under the radar, nobody expected that to even happen. And that's what San Diego Comic-Con.
That's when the hood blew up. When they announced that, and then the hood, everybody, you start hearing sounds of blackness. They're like, Blade's coming back. As long as we keep our head to the sky.
But that was the thing. It was so far under the radar that when it got announced, it was like, oh, shit.
Yo, they better get a nooker as dark as Wesley Snipes on there. And
they got my man Mahashala.
Mofo.
For everybody out there, feel free to like, comment, subscribe to us at the Party Nerds YouTube page. Hit us up, myself, Grandmaster Facts on IG, Jorge at the Party Nerds on IG, Cage Nerd on IG, and we will get you the content that you definitely deserve. Stay tuned for more developments. Party Nerds go.
Peace.
Party Nerds, 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 Party Nerds.